You study karate or something?
Kung Fu, used to. Don't do any of that anymore.
Yeah, you're clearly over it.
I have a personal question to start, because one of my absolute favorite things about this franchise is how many people it's inspired to take up karate. So I'm curious for you, is there a time when you saw a movie or maybe a TV show and it inspired you to do something, try a new hobby or something like that?
Man, that's a great question. I mean, I grew up watching all of the Karate Kid movies. And my brothers did Taekwondo. So I did a little bit of Taekwondo preparing for a different role I did when I was younger. So that definitely inspired me there. But I would also say just in general, like the Hunger Games movies, I don't know exactly what they inspired me to do, but they were really, I think that's what made me want to become an actor, was watching Jennifer Lawrence in the Hunger Games movies. Like all those dystopian society movies that were like coming out around that time. Those made me want to be an actor and also like maybe take over the world.
I get it. I'm busy re-listening to all those books right now, and then hearing about Ben's casting made me super hyped. It's awesome.
Yeah. I'm so excited for it. It's perfect.
And him in that role, I wasn't expecting it, but it feels so right. I love it.
So right. I know.
So I'm always curious to hear about having like an aha moment with a character. So I'm wondering if you had something like that with Mia, something you did either in prep or on set that made you think to yourself, I really get who she is now.
Gosh, I think really like the second that I read Mia's scenes, I was kind of like, oh, I know this girl. I know who she is. She felt very, very close to me very immediately. I think I just kind of understood her on a core level very quickly because she's a teenage girl and she lost her mom and she had to grow up really fast, and it's just her and her dad now. And, she's really a sort of like emotional presence throughout the film, especially in a world that's usually dominated by physical action. So I really enjoyed that she was this sort of, she's soft, but she's not weak. And I don't know, like, she takes care of the people around her, but also challenges them. And I loved that about her.
There was one thing I was curious about, especially because like you just brought up, you have done a little Taekwondo, and I know you trained a bit for Kim Possible. Was there ever a discussion of maybe her getting her hands dirty in that respect in this movie?
There wasn't. I definitely made comments like that throughout filming because, I get jealous watching Ben have all the fun. So I definitely tried to be nosy and crack jokes. Like, what if Mia just popped up right now and kicked some ass? That would be great. But there's potential for a sequel, so you never know what might happen.
For the record, as far as this story goes, I do think the two of you approaching this situation from different perspectives in different ways suits the story quite well.
Absolutely.
I'll stick with Ben for a moment longer because a big part of the heart of this movie is your connection together. So I'm wondering, what's the first thing you saw him do, whether it was something to prepare for the movie or actually being on set that made you look at him and go, we are the perfect pairing for Li and Mia?
I mean, honestly, it was the casting process was really fun because I got to read with a few different guys that they were looking at for Li. So it was Ben and a few other guys, and I read with all of them, and immediately Ben stuck out to me. He had such a emotional vulnerability that I think is hard to find in a young actor his age, and he was really honest and really present. And we kind of clicked immediately. We're just sitting in these plastic chairs with a gray backdrop doing these scenes, but it felt real and it felt like we were both really there. And so I think from that moment on, I knew it was going to be great. But yeah, once we got onto set and, I watched him fight for the first time after he'd been training for months, I was like, wow, this is insane. He's perfect. They couldn't have chosen a better guy to play Li. And yeah, I think we fit really good together.
Couldn't agree more. The two of you together. And also just, again, for the record, you pop on screen the second you appear on it so nicely. I'm so happy with the energy you bring to the role. It makes her feel so unique and stand out. Another really important connection with your character is obviously with her father. And you're working with a legend in that particular role in Joshua Jackson. So I have to imagine when you're going to jump into working with someone like him, you might have some expectations for what that collaboration might be like. So what is something about the way he operates on set that maybe came as a surprise to you?
Joshua and I really that sort of father-daughter relationship came very naturally to us on screen. He's really easy to talk to, really just comfortable to be around. And he's a dad himself in real life. He has a daughter, and he's obsessed with her, as dads should be. You know, he talks about her all the time. He would tell me about stories about her and gush about how amazing she is and what they did this weekend and whatever. So it was really sweet to see him in that way, because he really does have such dad energy. So I think that didn't come as a surprise to me, but it was really nice to see and helped me connect even more, for sure.
Again, you too, an ideal pairing that I loved. I will bring up the spoiler warning for this particular question, and we will save it until the movie comes out, and I will guard this information with my life. But one of the things that I found most interesting is how Mia feels about karate and fighting in general. So what would you say is the biggest difference between how she looks at karate at the beginning of the movie and maybe the new value she finds in it by going on this journey with Li by the end of it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that Mia's a little scarred from her previous relationship, and it's kind of a lot of similarities to Li's mom in the film, played by Ming-na. And they kind of both have this sort of bad feeling about karate, about kung fu, about martial arts and fighting in general, and the violence that comes with it. I think just because they both experienced the repercussions of the violence that comes with that. But I think they both throughout the movie kind of see what it can do for people, what it does for Li's confidence, what it does for Li's self-expression, and how it can really help people. And that it's, it's not about violence, it's about discipline, and it's, about confidence. And yeah, so I think it's beautiful that she's not sure about it in the beginning, and in the end, she's really supportive.
Franchise has always been very good about exploring the range of how you could use skills like that. I'll end with one last question for fun here, because I can't get enough of this franchise. If you could see Mia share the screen with an actor from Cobra Kai, which actor, which character would you choose, and how might that interaction go?
Oh gosh, that's a good question. I don't know. I'm really not sure. There's so many great ones to choose from. I know she's not on Cobra Kai, but as a separate thought, Hilary Swank would be awesome to bring back. She's such a legend. I'm obsessed with her. So I know that's not Cobra Kai, but I'm cheating.
I got Yellow Jackets on the brain right now. I'll happily take that answer. And she is also a legend. I'm going to say thank you for your time today, and huge congratulations on Karate Kid Legends.
Thank you so much. Thanks for being here.